For years, I lived with a lot of fear. I was afraid of fear itself. I grew up believing that anytime we were afraid, it was a signal or a sign or a message that we should retreat or go back or pull away. And I learned that from my mom. In 2015, I went through a breakup and I actually discovered a fear that I didn't even know I had. It was the fear of abandonment or of being left. And my mom lived with that fear my entire childhood. She was always afraid that my dad was going to find someone better or more attractive and leave us. And so she learned to be very skeptical and suspicious and lived with a lot of panic and worry and anxiety as part of that. And I grew up inheriting that. And so for many, many years, I wouldn't try new things for fear of looking foolish. And anytime anything scared me, I just wouldn't do it. When I was recovering from the breakup in 2015, what I realized is that I should have left a long time before I had gotten broken up with. The relationship had not been a good one, but I had stayed because of fear. I had been afraid to look foolish or like a failure in front of my friends. I was afraid of change and of starting over. I was afraid to live alone and be alone again. And so for all of these fears, I stayed in a relationship that I really shouldn't have. And I vowed to stop doing that. So as I recovered from that breakup, I began doing things intentionally that scared me. And that included marathon running and skiing. And what I've realized from being a skier is a tremendous amount about fear. Fear is a choice. And although fear can inhibit action, taking action can also often help us overcome fear. And typically when we're feeling fear, it's just a signal that we're feeling uncomfortable. And when we're feeling uncomfortable, usually it's because we're learning and we're growing and we're evolving. And I also learned that we can use courage to overcome fear. We can just do it scared and do it anyway. And when we're willing to do things that scare us and we do them intentionally and deliberately, something happens for us. We completely have transformational shifts as people and as humans. I am so grateful to skiing for everything that it has taught me with fear and how it's shown me that it's okay to be afraid. Thank you, skiing.